Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to Aaron Polo TV. Today we bring you a documentary featuring 50 real people from around the world, each with rare and extreme body conditions. These are real-life stories that highlight how extraordinary and diverse the human body can be. Let's begin. Are you new in this video? Click subscribe and hit notification bell. So let's get started. Meet the world's furriest family, a group from Mexico who share a rare condition called congenital generalized hypertrichosis, which causes excessive hair growth on the face and body. Among them are Victor Larry Gomez, Gabriel Danny Ramos Gomez, Luisa Lilia de Lira Aceves, and Jesus Manuel Fajardo Aceves. 4 members of a single family that spans 5 generations and includes 19 relatives affected by the condition. Their faces are covered in thick hair, sometimes up to several centimeters long, earning them the nickname the Wolf Family. Despite being teased and even feared in childhood, they've since embraced their appearance and used their fame to raise awareness about genetic diversity. Scientists believe their condition may be linked to an ancient gene that became reactivated, a throwback to early human evolution. Rather than hiding, this remarkable family celebrates who they are, turning what others once saw as a curse into a powerful symbol of pride and uniqueness. Meet the Marshall family from Nottinghamshire, England, a mother and her 4 daughters who became famous for their extreme obsession with cosmetic surgery. Together, they've undergone a total of 13 breast augmentation surgeries, earning them the nickname Britain's Most Enhanced Family. At the head of the family is Chantal Marshall, the mother, who has had 4 boob jobs, boosting her to a 32 GG. Her daughters followed in her footsteps, Emma, Terry, Tara, and Ripley, all undergoing multiple surgeries to achieve their ideal looks. Between them, they've added nearly 3 liters of silicone, costing the family over $40,000 in total. Even the youngest daughter, Brittany, was encouraged by her mom to consider surgery when she turns 18, though she said she wants to wait. Despite public criticism, the Marshalls proudly embrace their look. They say their surgeries make them feel confident and empowered, and they see no shame in choosing beauty through enhancement. For them, plastic surgery isn't an obsession. It's a family tradition. Mehmet and Kerem Selman are 2 remarkable brothers from Bursa, Turkey, born with a striking and rare physical trait, heterochromia iridis. Each brother's right eye is a vivid icy blue, while their left eye remains a deep brown, a juxtaposition that immediately captures attention. This condition, heterochromia, describes a variation in coloration, here between the irises of the same individual. It can be inherited genetically, arise from a harmless mutation, or result from developmental factors before birth. In the case of Mehmet and Kerem, their perfectly split eye colors suggest congenital heterochromia, which appears to run through their family lineage. Growing up, both brothers quickly became local celebrities in Bursa. Their captivating gaze attracted curiosity from neighbors and strangers alike. As seen in their photos from September 2019, donated by Anadolu Agency, the split between blue and brown is perfectly clean. No blending, just a sharp division down the iris. Despite all the attention, Mehmet and Kerem lead ordinary lives, attending school, spending time with friends, and playing sports like any other kids their age. Their family, while initially surprised, deeply supports them. Locally, they've even appeared in community events, raising awareness about genetic diversity and celebrating human uniqueness. While heterochromia is mostly harmless, it does not affect vision. It offers a rare visual signature that reminds us of how varied and colorful human development can be. Mehmet and Kerem are living proof that nature's quirks are not flaws, but beautiful expressions of individuality. Linda Bannon and her son Timmy are an extraordinary family known for their incredible strength and resilience. Both Linda and Timmy were born without arms due to Holt-Oram syndrome, a rare genetic condition that affects the development of the upper limbs and sometimes the heart. Despite this challenge, they live life to the fullest in a completely non-modified home, showing the world that limitations are often just a mindset. Linda, a dedicated kindergarten teacher, manages her busy workdays while also studying to become a motivational speaker. She's not only an inspiration to her students, but also a role model to Timmy. From a young age, Timmy has been encouraged by his mother's example to face life's obstacles head-on. Timmy has embraced his uniqueness with confidence, becoming a young sports star who excels in swimming and taekwondo. Amazing achievements for anyone, let alone a boy using his feet for everything. What makes their story even more inspiring is how they accomplish daily tasks entirely with their feet, from brushing their teeth and writing to cooking and playing video games. Their lives challenge common perceptions of disability and show how adaptability, positivity, and determination can overcome physical barriers. Their journey has been featured in several media outlets, touching hearts and motivating people worldwide. Linda and Timmy remind us that with the right mindset and support, people can thrive despite adversity. They embody resilience, hope, and the power of the human spirit, teaching us all that it's not about what you don't have, but what you do with what you have. Meet Byron and Emily Schlenker, a unique father and daughter duo from Syracuse, New York, who hold a record that's truly one of a kind. What sets them apart? Their tongues. Yes, really. In 2014, Byron was flipping through the Guinness World Records book at a local school library when he stumbled upon the category for the world's widest tongue. Out of curiosity, he measured his own, and was stunned to find it measured an incredible 3.27 inches wide, earning him the title of the world's widest male tongue. But the surprise didn't stop there. His daughter Emily decided to measure hers as well. At just 14 years old, her tongue measured 2.89 inches wide, landing her the record for the widest female tongue in the world. To make it official, both underwent professional measurements by doctors and were verified by Guinness World Records. Since then, their story has gone viral, with people fascinated by this rare genetic trait they share. While it may seem like a strange record, the Schlenkers have embraced it with pride and humor. Byron says he often gets recognized in public, while Emily, though a bit shy at first, has grown comfortable with her record-breaking fame. For this family, what started as a fun discovery turned into a symbol of self-acceptance. Byron and Emily's story proves that sometimes our quirks can become our most celebrated features. This image features newborn conjoined twins, a rare congenital condition where identical twins are physically connected at birth. Such cases are extremely uncommon and often require specialized medical care. The image highlights the extraordinary diversity of the human body. What can you say about this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Meet Godfrey Baguma, once a humble cobbler from Uganda, who, as he grew older, developed a rare medical condition that dramatically changed his appearance. Over time, Baguma reportedly began to suffer from a deforming illness that altered his facial features. His unusual appearance led him in 2002 to participate in a contest for Ugliest Man, which he won, not as a compliment, but as a way to provide for his struggling family. Then enters Kate Namanda, a woman who defied judgment and prejudice. When Kate fell in love with Baguma, her family, and even friends, rejected their relationship, calling him too ugly and insisting he wasn't worthy of her. But Kate followed her heart. She ignored the taunts and warnings. According to interviews, what mattered to her was Baguma's honesty, character, and sincerity, not his appearance. They started dating in the mid-2000s. After having several children together, their first child arrived around 2008, they decided to legalize their union. The couple officially married in 2013. Since then, Baguma and Kate have raised a large family together. By 2015, they reportedly had welcomed their 8th child. Despite public scrutiny and societal prejudice, their love endured. Baguma transformed his life, from cobbler to performer, using his uniqueness as a point of identity. He now does public appearances, comedy, and singing gigs. In the words of Kate, once you find the right person, don't let society's standards define your choice. For them, love wasn't about looks. It was about acceptance, loyalty, and faith in each other. Their story reminds us, sometimes the strongest bonds are forged not in perfection, but in courage, compassion, and unconditional love. Joseph Williams was born with a rare and severe condition, a form of facial deformity, autofacial syndrome that left him without a jaw or chin. Because of this, he has faced lifelong challenges. He cannot eat normally, must be fed through a tube, and often communicates using text-to-speech apps. Despite the hardships, Joseph never gave up. He took a regular job at a warehouse, and there he met Vanya, a co-worker. On their first meeting, she admits she was shocked by his appearance. "Half a face was missing," she recalled. Over time, however, she discovered Joseph's true heart, his kindness, his humor, and his genuine, caring soul. They began as friends, but soon Vanya realized she was falling in love, not with how he looked, but with who he was. In 2020, after a year of growing closeness and many conversations, they decided to tie the knot. No big proposal, no grand show. They simply went together to get a marriage license and said, "I do." In public, people often stare or take photos, sometimes out of shock or curiosity. But for Joseph and Vanya, those reactions don't matter. What matters is respect, love, and acceptance. Joseph once said, "I understand I am different, but I am still a person with a heart, feelings, and a brain." Their story proves that love isn't about how you look. It's about the bond you build. They now live together, facing life side by side, challenging prejudices, and showing the world that real love doesn't follow rules. It simply embraces hearts. Dejua and Antoine are a power couple and rising social media stars who were both born with osteogenesis imperfecta, OI, a rare condition also known as brittle bone disease. It makes their bones extremely fragile, and between them, they've experienced more than 600 painful fractures throughout their lives. The couple even admits they've fractured ribs just from sneezing. But what keeps them strong is their bond and understanding. "When we're hurt, we know how to handle each other pretty well," says Dejua, showing how love and empathy help them through pain. But not everyone has been supportive. Since they started sharing their story on TikTok and YouTube, they've faced cruel comments, being called Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, and Antoine mocked for his looks and voice. Yet, Antoine refuses to let the hate win. "If you think I'm ugly, that's your opinion. I don't care." Instead of hiding, they use humor to rise above it, posting funny skits to inspire others living with disabilities. Dejua proudly says, "Having OI does not control me," while Antoine adds, "It's shown me that I can find true love." Together, they've proven that love and confidence are stronger than any broken bone. Nestled in the lower Omo Valley of southwestern Ethiopia, the Mursi, who call themselves Mun, are a Surmic ethnic group numbering just over 11,000 people as of 2007. Their lives weave together pastoral traditions, vivid body art, and rich oral history. They cherish a leisurely lifestyle filled with music, storytelling, social chatter, and expressive body painting that serves both symbolic and practical purposes, like deterring insects or offering sun protection. One of their most striking customs is ceremonial dueling known as donga, a stylized form of combat using large wooden sticks. It's more than a contest of strength. It's a rite of passage, a display of courage and manhood often observed by potential brides. However, what truly garners global attention are the lip plates worn by Mursi women. Starting around ages 15-16, a girl's lower lip is pierced and gradually stretched over months. A wooden or clay plug initially replaces the healed incision, later exchanged for a crafted plate, typically ranging from 8 centimeters to over 20 centimeters in diameter. These plates are not merely decorative, they symbolize beauty, fertility, and identity. And although earlier anthropologists linked their size to the bride price, scholars now argue the significance lies in female pride and cultural expression. This tradition has also become a livelihood. Mursi villages, particularly those near Mago National Park, often charge tourists to photograph them, creating a complex dynamic between cultural preservation and external fascination. Yet, underneath the tourist gaze, many who spend time with the Mursi report that they are inquisitive, resilient, and far more welcoming than sensational headlines suggest. The Apatani tribe. Nestled in the lush Zero Valley of Arunachal Pradesh, India, the Apatanis are known for their breathtaking terraced paddy fields and innovative farming techniques that blend rice cultivation with fish farming, all without the use of machinery or animals. Traditionally, Apatani women were recognized for their striking beauty, which once drew unwanted attention from neighboring tribes. To protect themselves from abductions, many women wore large nose plugs called yapping hurlo and tattooed dark lines on their faces, a practice now banned but remembered as a powerful symbol of resilience. The Apatanis follow a unique form of animism called Donyi Polo, worshipping the sun, Donyi, and moon Polo as life-giving forces. Rich festivals like Myoko and Dri mark their agricultural calendar, blending ritual, song, and dance. Despite modern influences, the Apatani remain a UNESCO candidate for their sustainable lifestyle, intricate culture, and harmony with nature. Hoang Hoi, better known as Master Ho, is a Malaysian martial artist whose unbelievable skill made him a global sensation. Master Ho is famous for one extraordinary ability. He can pierce and crack open mature coconuts using only his index finger. This feat is so rare and so physically extreme that many believed it was impossible, until they watched him do it in front of thousands of people. Master Ho spent over 20 years strengthening his finger through traditional Chinese martial arts conditioning, repeatedly striking buckets of beans, sand, and gravel until his skin hardened and his bones adapted to the intense pressure. According to Master Ho, this training wasn't just about strength. It required breath control, internal energy focus, and incredible discipline. His mastery places him in a small group of martial artists capable of extreme, iron body techniques. His famous coconut-piercing demonstrations attracted international attention. Master Ho performed in markets, festivals, and even on television across Asia, shocking crowds as he drove his finger straight into one of the hardest fruits in the world, which normally requires a sharp blade to open. His ability became so iconic that it earned him a spot in the Malaysia Book of Records for most coconuts broken with one finger. Despite his fearsome skill, Master Ho remains humble, often reminding fans that his power comes from patience and lifelong training, not magic. His story continues to inspire martial artists and ordinary people alike, proving that the human body can achieve unbelievable things when pushed beyond its limits. Duangjai Samaksamam from Thailand became known worldwide for living with one of the most extreme and rare cases of macrodystrophia lipomatosa, a condition that causes massive overgrowth of fat, tissue, and skin. Since birth, both of her arms, and especially her hands, began to swell uncontrollably, eventually growing so large and heavy that even simple tasks like lifting objects, combing her hair, or dressing herself became difficult. Her arms together can weigh up to 20 kilograms, making this one of the most severe documented cases of limb overgrowth in medical history. For most of her life, Duangjai lived in isolation. The size of her arms made people stare, and she often felt embarrassed and avoided public spaces. Doctors attempted treatments, but the condition was so advanced and intertwined with nerves and blood vessels that surgery became extremely risky. Specialists warned that operating could cause permanent damage, or even lead to losing the use of her hands altogether. Despite these challenges, Duangjai's story gained global attention after a documentary featured her daily struggles and her incredible determination to live normally. Viewers were shocked to see how she carried the weight of her arms, ran a small family business, and continued caring for herself despite the pain. Her bravery inspired millions, and medical experts around the world recognized her case as one of the rarest forms of congenital localized gigantism ever recorded. Today, Duangjai Samaksamam remains a symbol of strength. Her story reminds us that some of the most unbelievable people on Earth are not defined by their condition, but by their courage to keep going. Meet Sarwan Singh, a devout Sikh originally from Punjab, India, now living in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. Since the age of 17, he has never trimmed his beard, following the Sikh tradition of kesh, keeping hair uncut as a sign of respect for God. His record-breaking journey began in 2008 when his beard measured 2.33 m, 7 feet 8 in, overtaking the previous Guinness World Record holder. 2 years later, on the Italian TV show Lo Show Dei Record, it grew even longer, 2.495 m, 8 feet 2.5 in. Finally, on October 15, 2022, his beard reached a jaw-dropping 2.54 m, 8 feet 3 in, securing him the Guinness World Record for the third consecutive time. Measurements are done with his beard wet to ensure it's perfectly straight for accuracy. Maintaining this beard is no small feat. It requires daily washing, conditioning, towel drying for 10 minutes, applying nourishing oil, and then carefully tying it for protection. For Sarwan, this isn't just a world record. It's a living symbol of faith, identity, and devotion. Let me introduce you to Munir Fourar, born on November 28, 1972, in Batna, Algeria. His story is both extraordinary and deeply human. He claimed to be as tall as 2.44 meters, or about 8 feet, though that stunning height has not been officially verified. His physical presence was just as remarkable. Shoes in size 64, a suit size of 160, hands measuring 28 centimeters, and a body weight around 180 kilograms, 396 pounds. The astonishing growth began at age 12, when he developed acromegaly-induced gigantism caused by a pituitary gland adenoma, reportedly growing as much as 7 centimeters per month. To halt his rapid growth, Munir underwent 5 separate surgeries in Algiers, a medical journey that shaped the rest of his life. Who often featured in Algerian hidden camera TV shows, his fame did not waver from the human struggles behind his towering image. Munir Fourar passed away on January 3, 2012. Even years later, he is remembered as Algeria's tallest man, a living testament to both the astonishing capabilities and vulnerabilities of the human body. At just 22 years old, Gilvanide Martins from Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil, captured international attention not for fame or fortune, but because of a rare and deeply personal physical condition. With feet that have grown to extraordinary proportions, she has never been able to wear shoes in her life. Doctors attribute her condition to a form of lymphatic filariasis, commonly known as elephantiasis, which causes chronic swelling and continues to progress over time. Gilvanide bravely navigates daily life barefoot, pursuing simple joys like attending parties and dressing up, without ever being able to match her outfits with footwear. "I always go out barefoot," she says, capturing both her resilience and the small heartbreaks of her everyday reality. Despite the physical and emotional challenges, her spirit shines through. Her story is more than a tale of physical difference. It's a testament to human strength and hope. Though doctors say there's little that can be done to halt the growth of her feet, Gilvanide dreams simply. She wants to wear a fashionable pair of high heels one day. In that singular wish lies not only a longing for normalcy, but a profound statement of identity, self-expression, and dreams undeterred by circumstance. Imagine being born with no arms or legs, an unimaginable reality that many wouldn't survive. Yet Amy Brooks did just that. Born with a rare condition called congenital tetraphocamelia. Abandoned by her biological parents, she was miraculously adopted as an infant by the loving Brooks family in Pittsburgh. Despite immense odds, Amy's early life was not defined by what she lacked, but by how boldly she adapted. She taught herself to write with a pen between her head and shoulder, to text with her lips, and when speed is essential, even using her tongue. She moves around by scooting or using a wheelchair, turning everyday tasks into acts of ingenuity. Amy has become a skilled and creative soul, learning to sew, cooking, taking photographs, and even working as a digital editor, often using her mouth, chin, or small extension of her arm. Her YouTube channel, How Does She Do It?, shares her inventive methods for routine tasks, fully self-produced and honest. Beyond her artistry, Amy is a motivational speaker and author, writing autobiographies like Unseen Arms and speaking with warmth, humor, and unwavering faith. Her message resonates deeply. Every person has purpose, and our challenges don't define us. They refine us. Amy Brooks isn't just surviving, she's thriving, inspiring millions with her belief that attitude determines altitude, and proving that disability doesn't limit one's ability to live a rich, fulfilled life. At 22, Emily Green faced an unimaginable discovery. She was born with Mayer-Rokitansky-Kuster-Hauser (MRKH) syndrome, a rare condition affecting 1 in every 4,500 to 5,000 individuals. Simply put, Emily entered the world without a fully formed uterus or vagina, though she does have both ovaries and experiences normal hormonal function. Her diagnosis at age 16 brought overwhelming emotions, shame, humiliation, and a deep sense of being less than. Those wounded feelings were hard to bear, especially when it felt like affirming her identity as a woman was out of reach. Initially, Emily tried non-surgical dilation, but after 18 months without success, she opted for the Vecchietti procedure, a surgically created vaginal canal. It was an agonizing and excruciating journey, but ultimately a turning point toward healing. Today, Emily speaks openly through her blog and video appearances, thriving within a community of women who share MRKH. She affirms, "This condition is part of her story. It doesn't define or diminish her." Supported by her loved ones and her own resilience, she actively helps others understand that having MRKH doesn't make someone any less of a woman. Born in the late 1980s in South Dinapur, West Bengal, Siddiqa Parveen emerged as one of the most extraordinary human beings ever recorded, not for fame or glory, but for a rare and life-altering condition. By her teenage years, she had begun a relentless and abnormal growth spurt, rooted in a pituitary gland tumor that triggered gigantism, pushing her to an astonishing height of around 7'8" and 234 em, and a weight reaching 130 kg. For years, Siddiqa was homebound. Her extraordinary stature fractured her spine, made walking nearly impossible, and left her confined in a life-sized house that literally could not contain her. Medical access was a luxury beyond reach, and her family struggled just to meet her dietary needs. Her turning point came in 2014 when surgeons at AIIMS in New Delhi performed a groundbreaking operation to remove the brain tumor through her nasal passage, an intensely complex endoscopic procedure made even more challenging by her size. The procedure was successful. It stopped her growth and prevented the imminent collapse of her skeleton or loss of vision. Despite her newfound respite, Siddiqa's journey remained far from over. She faced shattered mobility, spinal fractures, and a deep psychosocial crisis, a result of years of isolation and physical hardship. She never received a formal education and spoke only Bengali, which made accessing proper care even more daunting. In 2024, at the age of 36, Siddiqa Parveen passed away. Her story, however, continues to resonate as a powerful reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of compassion, awareness, and inclusive healthcare for those living with rare conditions. Meet Taylor Clement, often known as the girl who can't smile. Born in New Zealand with an ultra-rare neurological condition called Mobius syndrome, she lives with facial paralysis. Her eyebrows and upper lip don't move, and her eyes can't track side to side, making a conventional smile impossible. Her childhood was defined by cruel bullying. Kids subjected her to relentless taunts, even placing plastic bags over her head. The emotional scars ran deep. At just 11, she underwent a risky 8-hour surgery, transplanting tissue from her leg to her face in hopes of enabling her to smile, but it failed, leaving her more devastated than before. By high school, her mental health had plummeted. She endured up to 10 dissociative seizures a day, was diagnosed with severe depression, anxiety, PTSD, and made multiple attempts to take her life. Yet, Taylor found her footing through therapy, self-development, and embracing her unique identity. Today, she's a proud para-athlete, a motivational speaker, and a rising modeling talent represented by Zebedee Talent, an agency dedicated to inclusive and visible difference representation. With a dedicated following on social media under The Girl Who Can't Smile, Taylor embodies resilience, self-acceptance, and empowerment. She champions the belief that being different isn't broken. It's beautifully powerful. Yuljana Semjonova is one of the greatest figures in women's basketball and among the tallest female athletes in history. Born in Latvia in 1952, she stood at an incredible 213 centimeters, or 6 feet 11 inches, a height that made her nearly unbeatable on the court. She was also famous for her enormous shoe size, the largest ever recorded in women's basketball. During the 1970s and 80s, Semyonova dominated the sport as the star center for the Soviet Union. She led her team to 2 Olympic gold medals in 1976 and 1980, along with multiple world and European championships. With her towering presence and unstoppable skills, she became a legend who rarely tasted defeat. Her influence went far beyond her playing years. Uljana was inducted into both the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame and the FIBA Hall of Fame, cementing her place in history. Even today, she is remembered not only for her extraordinary height, but also as one of the most dominant players women's basketball has ever seen. Molly Duongdi from Thailand was once recognized by Guinness World Records as the tallest woman in the world. She was born with a pituitary gland tumor, a condition that caused her body to release excessive growth hormones, leading to extreme and uncontrollable height. Over the years, Molly grew to a remarkable 212 centimeters, or nearly 7 feet tall, making her not only the tallest woman in Thailand, but also one of the tallest ever recorded. While her extraordinary height made her famous, it also came with heavy burdens. Molly suffered from poor eyesight, joint pain, and heart problems, all linked to her condition. She lived a quiet life in her hometown of Trat Province, where many locals admired her strength and often supported her through donations to help with medical expenses. Despite her struggles, she was described as a kind and humble young woman who dreamed of living a normal life. Sadly, in 2016, at just 24 years old, Molly passed away after suffering a fatal heart attack at a local hospital. Her early death was a devastating reminder of the toll that gigantism can take on the body. Today, she is remembered not only for her record-breaking height, but also for the courage she showed in the face of life's challenges. Flo and Kay Lyman are not just identical twins, they are among the rarest people on the planet. Born in the 1950s in the United States, Flo and Kay are the only known female autistic savant twins in the world. While their appearance is identical, what truly sets them apart is what's going on inside their minds. Diagnosed with autism at a young age, the twins struggled with social interactions and communication. But alongside their challenges came extraordinary abilities. Flo and Kay possess photographic memory and can recall the exact date, day of the week, weather, and events of any day in their lives, even decades ago. They are true calendar savants. Their minds work in perfect sync. They are obsessed with order, schedules, and especially TV shows. Their biggest fascination, Dick Clark, the legendary TV host. They memorized everything about his life, his routines, appearances, and even the times he ate or traveled. Their story was featured in documentaries and gained public attention not just for their unique abilities, but for the deep bond they share. Flo and Kay live in their own world, one filled with routines, memory, and love for each other. Despite their condition, they've taught the world that autism doesn't always mean limitation. Sometimes it reveals an incredible and mysterious superpower of the mind. Risikat Aziz is a woman from Ilorin in Kwara State, Nigeria, notable for her natural blue eyes, an extremely rare trait among black individuals of non-Caucasian ancestry. Both of her daughters have also inherited the same eye color. According to an interview with The Punch, Risikat explained that she was born with blue eyes and has never had any vision problems related to them. Neither has she required any medical treatment. No one in her family, on either her mother's or father's side, has this eye color, making her and her daughters uniquely remarkable. Risikat's uncommon eye color quickly attracted media attention. Reportedly, her husband's behavior changed after their daughters were born with the same rare trait. There were allegations that he distanced himself from the family, allegedly due to their blue eyes. However, the husband has publicly denied abandoning the family and insisted that he married her because of her blue eyes, not in spite of them. The ocular genetics at play make Risikat's case especially noteworthy. Blue eyes are typically linked to certain gene variants that are far less common in populations of African descent, where brown eyes predominate. Her naturally blue eyes and those of her children highlight a rare and captivating example of genetic variation and inheritance. Amanda Grice, a young woman from Florida, lives with one of the world's rarest and most misunderstood conditions: persistent genital arousal disorder, or PGAD. Unlike normal desire, PGAD causes constant and uncontrollable arousal, leading Amanda to experience up to 100 orgasms every single day. What many might assume is a blessing quickly turned into a nightmare. The sensations were painful, exhausting, and robbed her of sleep, relationships, and even the simple ability to enjoy life. She once described it as living in a body that's stuck on overdrive, where something meant to bring joy becomes a source of relentless suffering. Determined to find relief, Amanda sought help from medical specialists, eventually working with Dr. Robert Eckenberg. Through a combination of medication and physical therapy, she managed to reduce the severity of her symptoms and reclaim some control over her life. Amanda's bravery in speaking out, featured on shows like Body Bazaar, has raised awareness of PGAD, challenging the stigma around invisible conditions and proving that even the most unimaginable struggles can be faced with courage. Talmesha Jones, a dynamic influencer and entrepreneur from San Antonio, Texas, is redefining beauty on her own terms. Proudly calling herself the mom making stretch marks sexy, Talmesha has become a powerful voice for body positivity, especially for women navigating the changes that come with motherhood. Through her brand, Tigress Beauty Club, and a loyal following of over 75,000 on Instagram, she shares bold and unapologetic posts that celebrate natural bodies, stretch marks, curves, and all. Her content blends fashion, fitness, and empowerment, often showing her love for tennis and active living, while reminding women that confidence is the ultimate style. What sets Talmesha apart is her honesty. She's not selling unrealistic perfection. She's inspiring women to embrace their reality and wear it proudly. By turning what many see as flaws into symbols of strength, she's helping a generation of women rewrite the definition of beauty and proving that true confidence starts from within. Rapunzel, a 14-year-old girl who was born disabled. After she was born, doctors told her mother, Jacqueline, that Rapunzel had a wound on her back and would only live for 7 days. However, the wound healed on its own, and Rapunzel survived. Rapunzel's birth led to her family's rejection. Her family members advised her husband to leave Jacqueline and find a new wife. According to Jacqueline, even her own mother was against her. Due to the fear of people's reactions, Jacqueline would hide Rapunzel when visitors came to their home. A neighbor even suggested that she poison the baby to prevent her from being bullied in society, a suggestion Jacqueline refused. Rapunzel also feels lonely at times because she cannot play with other children who are running around. Rapunzel does not attend school because her family cannot afford the fees and school materials. She desires to attend a school for disabled children, but the fees are more expensive than at a regular school. Despite her disability, Rapunzel helps with household chores, like mopping, cooking, fetching water, and taking care of her younger siblings. Rapunzel wants to become a nun when she gets older, because she sees other people as wicked and believes nuns do not hurt anyone. After seeing Rapunzel's story on Aframax TV, a group from Solution Church organized a charity action to help her and her family. They provided a wheelchair, food items, rice, sugar, milk, cooking oil, soap, a mattress, and clothes for her mother. Both Rapunzel and her parents expressed their happiness and gratitude for the kindness shown by the church group, stating they were not expecting such a thing to happen. The family's father, Philemon, expressed how his daughter had struggled with moving around due to her disability and how touched he was by the group's actions. Imagine being your own twin. That's the incredible reality for Taylor Mule, an American singer, model, and advocate. For years, Taylor lived with a distinctive two-tone demarcation on her torso, which was initially dismissed as a unique birthmark. However, as she grew, she experienced persistent health issues, including autoimmune challenges, that doctors struggled to explain. It wasn't until 2009 that Taylor received a life-changing diagnosis. She has a rare genetic condition called chimerism. This means that very early in her mother's pregnancy, 2 fraternal twin eggs, each fertilized by a different sperm, fused together. As a result, Taylor absorbed her twin sister's cells and now carries 2 distinct sets of DNA within her own body. Essentially, she is her own twin. This unique condition manifests visually in her skin's differing pigmentation, with one side of her torso appearing slightly redder than the other, a visible testament to her twin's genetic makeup. Beyond the visible, Taylor's chimerism has also given her 2 immune systems and even 2 blood types. Her body's constant battle against what it perceives as foreign cells from her twin is believed to contribute to her ongoing autoimmune issues. After years of living with undiagnosed health problems and hiding her physical difference, Taylor bravely decided to go public with her story in 2017. Since then, she has become a powerful advocate for chimerism awareness, body positivity, and understanding autoimmune conditions. Her journey is a remarkable example of human diversity and the hidden complexities of our own biology. Joseph Merrick, famously known as the Elephant Man, lived one of the most heartbreaking yet inspiring lives in medical history. Born in 1862 in Leicester, England, Joseph appeared healthy at birth. But by the age of 5, strange growths began to cover his body. His head grew abnormally large, his right arm and hand became massively enlarged, and his skin thickened and sagged in folds. People stared, mocked, and feared him, unable to understand what they were seeing. Today, doctors believe he suffered from a combination of rare conditions, possibly Proteus syndrome and neurofibromatosis, though no exact diagnosis has ever been confirmed. Rejected by society and abandoned by his family, Joseph was forced to exhibit himself in freak shows to survive. But beneath his physical appearance was a gentle, intelligent man who longed for dignity and kindness. Eventually, he was taken in by Dr. Frederick Trevis at the London hospital, where he finally received the compassion and care he deserved. There, Joseph became known not just for his condition, but for his courage, sensitivity, and deep humanity. He died in 1890 at the age of 27. But Joseph Merrick's legacy lives on as a powerful reminder. The value of a person is never defined by appearance, but by the heart within. Meet Moses Lanham, a man whose body defies what we think is physically possible. Known as the backwards man, Moses has a rare condition that allows him to twist his legs 180 degrees, turning his feet completely backward. This mind-bending ability comes from an unusual flexibility in his hips, knees, and joints. It's believed to be caused by a rare condition called double cartilage, which gives him extreme joint mobility without causing pain or damage. Moses first discovered his talent at age 14 during a gym class accident. While most would have been injured, Moses got up and realized his legs could turn all the way around, and he could walk backward facing like it was completely normal. Since then, he's embraced his rare gift and even set a Guinness World Record for the farthest distance walked with feet facing backward. Doctors have studied him with amazement, but Moses remains humble, often using his talent to inspire and entertain others. What makes Moses Lanham truly special isn't just his rare body feature, it's how he turned a physical oddity into a symbol of uniqueness, confidence, and self-acceptance. Meet Isaac Johnson, a teenager from Minnesota, USA, who's taken the world by surprise. Not with his voice, but with his jaw-dropping mouth gape. Isaac holds the Guinness World Record for the widest mouth gape, measuring an unbelievable 10.196 centimeters, about 4 inches wide when fully opened. Imagine fitting an entire apple, a Coke can, or even a baseball inside your mouth. For Isaac, that's just another day. His unique talent went viral across social media, YouTube, and TV shows, as viewers were stunned by how far he could open his mouth without effort or pain. Isaac first discovered his unusual ability as a child, but it wasn't until he entered his teens that he decided to officially measure it. And in 2019, he broke the Guinness record, then broke his own record again later. He's now a double record holder and continues to amaze fans with his incredible flexibility. Despite all the attention, Isaac remains humble and fun-loving. He often jokes around with his talent, doing hilarious challenges like fitting large objects into his mouth and entertaining millions online. His videos are a mix of humor and how is that even possible? Isaac Johnson proves that being different can make you extraordinary. What some might see as strange, Isaac turned into a world record, showing that sometimes your biggest feature can lead to your biggest opportunity, and a whole lot of fun. Meet Buddy, a story of resilience and hope. At 21 years old, Buddy is a living testament to the power of resilience and the human spirit. Born with an ultra-rare genetic condition known as nablus mask-like facial syndrome, NMLFS, Buddy's appearance is distinctive. His condition causes his facial features to develop in such a way that it appears as though he is wearing a mask. This rare syndrome doesn't just affect his face, it impacts various parts of his body, including his ears, eyes, and fingers, making daily life more challenging than for many others. Nablus syndrome is a microdeletion disorder caused by a deletion at chromosome 8q22. 1. As of 2018, there were only 13 documented cases worldwide. The condition is characterized by tight, glistening facial skin, blepharophimosis, narrowing of the eyelids, telecanthus, increased distance between the eyes, severe arched eyebrows, a flat and broad nose, long philtrum, distinctive ears, unusual hair patterns, mild developmental delay, and a happy disposition. Despite the physical difficulties and the way others may perceive him, Buddy's spirit remains unbroken. Every day, he faces obstacles that many of us would find hard to imagine. Simple tasks like eating, dressing, or even communicating can be complex due to the limitations brought on by the syndrome. Yet through it all, Buddy has become a symbol of strength and determination. His story sheds light on the power of resilience in the face of adversity. Buddy's journey shows that while physical differences may set someone apart, they don't define the limits of what a person can achieve. He continues to inspire others with his courage, reminding us all that no matter the challenges we face, we all have the ability to overcome them with resilience and a positive outlook. Meet Zhang Yanchen, a resilient young man from Shandong province, known across China as the Folded Boy. Born with ankylosing spondylitis, a severe form of spinal arthritis, his condition bent his spine backward until his head almost touched his buttocks, shrinking his height to just about 1 meter. From his early school days, Zhang faced extreme physical challenges. He studied while kneeling or lying flat, unable to sit straight, and even took his high school exam on a yoga mat. Yet despite the pain, his determination was unwavering. He earned admission to Dezhou University, majoring in energy and power engineering. In May and August 2023, under the care of Dr. Wang Yu at Peking University Hospital, Zhang underwent a series of high-risk surgeries to break, stretch, and realign his spine. The first procedure restored his neck to its normal position, and the second reduced the fold from 180 degrees to 90 degrees. Though his recovery was grueling, with fears of nerve damage and heart complications, he began to regain partial mobility, able to sit, stand for minutes at a time, and truly see the world around him for the first time in years. His journey isn't over. Additional corrective surgeries are planned, each one bringing him closer to the possibility of standing upright and reclaiming a life defined not by his condition, but by his perseverance and hope. Radhakrishnan Velu, famously known as King Tooth or Raja Gigi, is a man whose jaw-dropping strength lies, quite literally, in his jaw. Hailing from Malaysia, Radhakrishnan holds a Guinness World Record for doing something that sounds almost impossible, pulling a 7-coach train weighing over 260 tons, using only his teeth. That's right, no machines, no help, just pure jaw power. This incredible feat took place on August 30th, 2007, in front of a stunned crowd and official record keepers. But this wasn't a random stunt. Radhakrishnan says he was trained by an Indian guru at a young age who taught him how to channel inner energy and develop superhuman strength. Over time, he honed his body, and especially his teeth, into tools of incredible power. What makes him even more inspiring is that he doesn't do these stunts just for fame. Radhakrishnan often performs to raise awareness and support for social causes, proving that strength isn't just physical, it's also about heart. He has pulled buses, trains, and trucks, all with his teeth, and every time he amazes audiences with his unshakable willpower. King Tooth isn't just a nickname, it's a title he earned with grit, training, and a bite stronger than anyone on earth. Stacey Harold, born in 1974 in Dry Ridge, Kentucky, USA, was recognized as the world's shortest mother, standing at just 2 feet 4 inches tall. She had osteogenesis imperfecta, a rare genetic condition that causes brittle bones and underdeveloped lungs, leading to her short stature and reliance on a wheelchair for mobility. Despite medical warnings that pregnancy could be life-threatening due to the risk of her organs being compressed, Stacey defied the odds and gave birth to 3 children. Her first daughter, Kateri, was born in 2006, followed by Makia in 2008, and her son, Malachi, in 2009. All three children were delivered via cesarean sections, with Malachi being born at just 5 inches long and weighing 2 pounds 1 ounce. Stacy's story is one of resilience and determination. Despite her physical limitations, she and her husband, Will, a 5'9" trainee priest, raised their children with love and care. Stacy breastfed her son and used a custom-built platform to bathe and change her children from her wheelchair. Tragically, Stacy passed away in her sleep on August 29, 2018, at the age of 44. She is survived by her husband and their 3 children. Stacy Harold's legacy continues to inspire many, demonstrating that love and determination can overcome even the most challenging obstacles. Bridget Marie Jordan was born on June 9, 1989, in St. Louis, Missouri, and she is remembered as one of the most inspiring individuals due to her exceptional resilience in the face of challenges. Standing at just 2 feet 3 inches tall, she became the shortest living woman in the world according to the Guinness World Records in 2011. Bridget's condition, microcephalic osteodysplastic primordial dwarfism type 2, is a rare genetic disorder that significantly affects growth and development. Despite her physical limitations, Bridget led a remarkably full and active life that defied expectations. Growing up in Sandoval, Illinois, Bridget attended Kaskaskia College, where she was an active member of the cheerleading team, showcasing her skills in dance and her ability to stay active despite her short stature. She was not only known for her height, but also for her positive and determined outlook on life. Bridget was an advocate for individuals with similar conditions, and became a source of inspiration for many due to her unyielding optimism. In addition to her college experience, Bridget and her younger brother Brad Jordan, who also had the same condition, became internationally known as the shortest living siblings. Together, they appeared on the TLC reality series Big Tiny in 2012, where viewers got to witness their lives, struggles, and accomplishments. The show highlighted the unique challenges they faced, but also showcased their remarkable bond and their determination to live life to the fullest. Bridget's passing on June 12, 2019, just days after her 30th birthday, was deeply mourned by her family, friends, and fans around the world. She left behind a legacy of strength, positivity, and the message that one's potential is not defined by physical appearance or limitations. Her story continues to inspire people, reminding them that resilience and a positive attitude can help overcome even the most difficult of challenges. Junri Balawing, born on June 12, 1993 in Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte, Philippines, became internationally known for being one of the shortest people in the world. Standing at just 23.5 inches, 59.93 centimeters tall, Junri's height was a result of a rare condition known as proportionate dwarfism, caused by genetic factors and hormonal issues. Despite his physical challenges, Junri had an outgoing and positive personality that endeared him to those around him. He was officially recognized in 2011 by Guinness World Records as the world's shortest living man at the age of 18. His certification as a world record holder brought him global attention, but Junri was more than just his height. Known for his good-natured spirit, he embraced his condition with humor and confidence. He had a close bond with his family and loved interacting with the public, sharing his experiences with others who admired his resilience. Junri's story was an inspiration to many, proving that even with physical limitations, one could lead a life full of joy, love, and laughter. He became a symbol of strength and perseverance, showing that challenges in life do not define a person's worth. Though Junri faced numerous health struggles over the years, his family and friends continued to support him, cherishing the memories they made together. Sadly, Junri passed away in 2020 at the age of 27, but his legacy lives on. His life reminded the world that kindness, a positive attitude, and self-acceptance are far more important than physical appearance. Junri Balawing may have been small in stature, but he left a big mark on the world. Have you ever heard of someone eating an entire airplane? Sounds like a wild urban legend, but it's actually true. Meet Michel Lotito, a Frenchman who became famous worldwide for doing the impossible. Born in 1950 in Grenoble, France, Lotito was anything but ordinary. By the time he was a teenager, he had already developed a taste for things no one should ever eat: glass, metal, rubber, and even toxic materials. He was diagnosed with pica, a rare psychological condition that causes people to crave non-food items. But Michel's case was unlike anything doctors had ever seen. He didn't just nibble on strange things, he fully consumed them. Starting in 1966, he began performing around the world, showcasing his jaw-dropping talent, eating things like bicycles, televisions, razor blades, beds, and even a coffin. Yes, a coffin. But his most insane stunt? Eating a Cessna 150 airplane. Piece by piece, over the course of 2 years, Michel disassembled and consumed the aircraft, wings, seats, and all. And somehow, he survived. Doctors were baffled. Medical tests revealed that Michel had an unusually thick stomach lining and incredibly powerful digestive juices. These protected him from sharp edges and toxic substances that would kill anyone else. And get this, while he could eat metal like candy, soft foods like bananas and eggs actually made him sick. Throughout his career, it's estimated that Lotito ate over 9 tons of metal. He even earned a Guinness World Record for the world's strangest diet, a title no one has come close to matching. Michel Lotito passed away in 2007 at the age of 57 from natural causes, not from anything he ate. To this day, scientists still don't fully understand how his body tolerated such extreme conditions. One thing is certain. Michel Lotito was one of the most fascinating medical mysteries the world has ever seen. Annie Hawkins Turner, better known by her stage name, Norma Stitz, holds the Guinness World Record for having the largest natural breasts in the world. Born in Atlanta, Georgia in 1956, Annie began developing unusually large breasts at a young age, and by adulthood, she reached a bra size of 102 triple Zs. Her condition is known as gigantomastia, a rare disorder that causes excessive breast tissue growth. Each of her breasts weighs around 70 pounds, making simple tasks like walking or using stairs extremely difficult. Despite medical advice to undergo reduction surgery, Annie refused, saying her breasts are part of who she is. Instead, she built a successful career in modeling and online entertainment under the name Norma Stitz, a playful twist on the phrase enormous tits. She was officially recognized by Guinness World Records in 1999 and has since become a symbol of confidence and body acceptance. Annie credits her breasts for giving her financial freedom, allowing her to buy homes, raise her kids, and travel the world. Now in her late 60s, Annie says she's proud of her record and plans to show off my girls even at 95. Her story is not only about record-breaking size, but about embracing uniqueness and turning what others see as a challenge into empowerment. Meet Hunter Steinitz, a young woman whose life is anything but ordinary. Not because of what she can't do, but because of how boldly she lives with one of the rarest and most severe skin conditions in the world, Harlequin ichthyosis. Born in 1994, Hunter is one of only a handful of people in the United States living with this ultra-rare genetic disorder. Harlequin ichthyosis causes the skin to grow around 10 times faster than normal, forming thick plate-like scales all over the body. It also leads to a bright red appearance, severely dry skin, and often cracked lips and eyelids. It's a condition that requires around-the-clock care, just to stay comfortable. Every day, Hunter follows a strict skincare routine. She begins her mornings with a long soak in a bathtub to help soften her skin. After that, she applies layers of Vaseline to prevent painful cracking and dryness. It's a time-consuming process, but for Hunter, it's just part of life. Growing up in Pittsburgh, Hunter faced cruel bullying from kids who didn't understand her condition, but instead of hiding, she chose to educate. She began speaking publicly, sharing her story to raise awareness about ichthyosis and to promote acceptance for people who look different. She even became involved with the Foundation for Ichthyosis and Related Skin Types, FIRST, helping others feel seen and supported. Her strength and confidence have been featured in national media, including Inside Edition and a National Geographic special titled Extraordinary Humans, Skin. With her trademark red skin and signature wig, Hunter doesn't shy away from the camera. She embraces it. Not to be someone else, but to show the world exactly who she is. Hunter Steinitz is more than her skin condition. She's a powerful speaker, a fierce advocate, and proof that beauty and courage go far beyond what you see on the surface. Ji Yeonwoo, born April 26, 1984, is a retired South Korean professional bodybuilder who defied expectations and redefined beauty standards. In her younger years, she described herself as shy, frail, and struggling with depression and social anxiety. But at 26, she discovered weight training, a decision that completely transformed her life. Within just a few years, she was dominating competitions, winning the 2010 Korea YMCA event, the Muscle Beach International Figure Open, and placing in multiple national pageants. Her biggest breakthrough came in 2013 when she won the Arnold Classic Europe Women's Physique Division, becoming the first South Korean woman ever to earn an IFBB Pro card. His historic win catapulted her into the global spotlight, leading to strong finishes at the Vancouver Pro and New York Pro. Her appearance on Korean television earned her the nickname Muscle Barbie, a title that reflects her rare combination of strength, symmetry, and grace. Now retired from competition, Ji Yeonwoo continues to inspire as a personal trainer and influencer, using her platform to encourage others to embrace discipline, self-confidence, and the courage to reinvent themselves, both inside and out. Carly Runke, a 25-year-old restaurant hostess from New Jersey, was born with Morquio syndrome type A, a rare form of dwarfism that leaves her standing at just 3 feet tall, about a foot shorter than most affected by the condition. From a young age, Carly endured relentless teasing, bullies calling her ugly and making her feel unequal. Yet she refused to let it define her. Determined to challenge stereotypes, she pursued a career in modeling, even walking the runway at a Little People of America event, embracing every chance to shine on her own terms. Her resilience extends far beyond modeling. Carly also co-founded the Little Carly Foundation with her brother to raise funds and awareness for the Little People of America community. On top of her public work, Carly has undergone more than 30 surgeries to manage the complications of her condition, ranging from spinal procedures to trachea reconstruction and hip and joint interventions. Yet she perseveres, living by the motto, "Don't even try and stop me," and proving again and again that her spirit is stronger than any obstacle. Kawana Dandara Tavares de Mello is a Brazilian woman diagnosed with Barber syndrome, an exceptionally rare congenital ectodermal dysplasia. This disorder is so uncommon that fewer than 20 cases have ever been reported in medical history, and she is one of the first identified in Brazil. Born with visual impairment that gradually improved, Kawana developed hallmark features of the syndrome: generalized hypertrichosis, excessive hair growth; macrostomia, abnormally large mouth; ectropion, outward turning eyelids; facial disproportion; and atrophic, thinned skin. She exhibits dysmorphic facial features, including a broad nasal bridge, sparse or missing eyebrows, and unusual ear shapes, characteristics that reflect the disorder's complexity. Despite early prejudice, from strangers' stares to hurtful commentary, Kawana embraced her identity and used her condition as a platform for change. As a 23-year-old nurse and influencer, she began sharing her experiences on TikTok and in podcasts, educating thousands and fostering greater understanding around rare diseases. Barber syndrome has no cure. Treatment is largely symptomatic, focused on surgical and dermatological corrections aligned with patient preferences, alongside vision and skincare follow-up. Kawana's cognitive development is reportedly normal, illustrating that while her physical appearance is dramatically unique, her mind and spirit remain unaffected. Kawana's story is a modern testament to the power of self-acceptance and resilience. Despite living with a syndrome that most doctors encounter only in textbooks, she continues to break barriers, inspire others, and bring visibility to one of the rarest genetic conditions on Earth. Amina is a remarkable woman born in a remote village with a rare and severe facial deformity. She has no eyes and no nose and breathes only through her mouth. From birth, her appearance set her apart, and many in her community struggled to understand her condition. Despite this, Amina's story is not one of despair, but of incredible resilience and strength. Growing up, Amina faced immense challenges. Many people feared or misunderstood her, and the physical difficulties she endured were immense. Yet through the unwavering support of her family and community, she found a way to live a meaningful life. Over the years, she underwent multiple surgeries aimed at improving her health and appearance, demonstrating remarkable courage in the face of pain and uncertainty. What makes Amina truly inspiring is her determination to overcome not just the physical barriers but also social stigma. She has become a symbol of hope and acceptance for people living with disabilities and differences around the world. Her story reminds us that true beauty lies beyond the surface, in strength, kindness, and perseverance. The documentary by Aframax English highlights her journey, showing how Amina's spirit shines brightly despite her condition. It invites viewers to reflect on empathy, the power of family support, and the resilience of the human spirit. Amina's life is a powerful testament to overcoming adversity and inspiring others to embrace their uniqueness. Nadia Lauricella, hailing from Sicily, Italy, Raccolmuto region, was born with a rare congenital disorder known as Phocomelia syndrome, which led to the absence of her upper limbs, the complete loss of one leg, a partially formed other leg, and a curved spine. Despite the physical and emotional challenges, especially during adolescence, Nadia remained undeterred. In her own words, she endured periods of suffering before rediscovering control over her life. Around 5 years ago, she embraced prosthetic assistance, regaining mobility, and opened new doors to activities like sports and autonomy. Today, Nadia is much more than a survivor. She's a motivational speaker, fitness enthusiast, and social media influencer. Boasting a massive following, over 1.7 million on TikTok and 155K on Instagram, Brightside. She promotes self-acceptance and encourages people to honor their unique qualities, rather than idealizing artificial standards. Her powerful mindset shines in her sport endeavors. Nadia has passionately embraced bodybuilding and fitness, committing to intensive training, disciplined nutrition, and gearing up for her first competition. Her life philosophy is beautifully simple and yet profound. Only those who dream learn to fly. And she lives by that belief. Nadia Lauricella's journey from adversity to empowerment is a moving testament to courage, perseverance, and authenticity. She teaches us that strength comes not from physical form, but from the determination to rise, and she continues to inspire millions through opportunity, self-belief, and the courage to be herself. The teen who looked like a grandma, Zara Hartshorn, is a girl from Rotherham, England, who was born with a rare genetic disorder called lipodystrophy, a condition that makes her skin age rapidly and appear wrinkled, saggy, and old, even as a child. By the time Zara was just 12 years old, people often mistook her for a middle-aged woman in her 40s. Kids bullied her, adults stared at her, and even bus drivers questioned her age. They called her names like grandma or old lady, completely unaware that Zara was just a young girl fighting an invisible battle. Her condition means that the fat under her skin is missing, which causes her face and body to look much older than her actual age. Sadly, Zara's mother also had the same disorder and recognized the signs early on. Despite her mother's support, Zara struggled deeply with her appearance and the emotional toll of being judged by how she looked. But Zara's story didn't end in sadness. At the age of 16, she flew to Texas, USA, where she underwent a life-changing facelift surgery. The goal wasn't vanity. It was a chance for Zara to finally feel like the teenager she truly was. After the surgery, Zara felt reborn. She said people no longer stared or laughed at her, and for the first time in her life, she felt confident walking in public. Today, Zara is an inspiring figure who speaks openly about her condition. Her story has been featured in documentaries like I'm a Teenage Grandmother, raising awareness about lipodystrophy and the emotional struggles behind looking different. Razel Calago was once a bright and confident teenager from Cotabato, Philippines, known in her community for her charm and grace. She even competed in local beauty pageants, full of hope and dreams for the future. But everything changed when she turned 14. What started as small, itchy rashes quickly became something far more devastating. Over the course of just 2 years, Razel's skin began to age rapidly. Wrinkles formed across her face and body, her skin sagged, and her youthful glow faded, replaced by the appearance of someone decades older. At just 16, she looked like a woman in her 50s. Doctors believe she has Werner syndrome, a rare and incurable condition that causes premature aging in young people. Her health began to suffer too. She felt constant back pain, her energy dropped, and even walking became difficult at times. The transformation didn't just change how she looked, it shattered her confidence. Once admired on stage, Razel now hides behind masks and long sleeves, avoiding mirrors and crowds. Bullies mocked her, strangers stared, and some even mistook her for her own mother's mother. But Razel is more than her condition. Despite the pain, she finished high school, celebrated her 18th birthday, and still dreams of going to college. Her story reminds us that beauty isn't just skin deep, and true strength lies in facing the world when everything about you has changed. Our exploration takes us next to the remarkable story of Ronnie and Donnie Gallion, certified by Guinness World Records as the longest-living conjoined twins in history. Born in 1951, their lives were a testament to the enduring power of brotherhood and the extraordinary lengths to which humans can adapt. Joined at the abdomen, Ronnie and Donnie shared several vital organs, making surgical separation impossible. Yet, despite the challenges this presented, they embraced life with an infectious zest for living. Imagine sharing every single moment of your existence with another person, from the mundane to the extraordinary. Ronnie and Donnie's story is a testament to the strength of the human spirit, their lives a symphony of shared experiences. They navigated the world, side by side, their bond unbreakable, their spirits unyielding. Their story is a powerful reminder that life, in all its complexities and challenges, is a gift to be cherished. Our journey takes us now to the dazzling lights of the entertainment industry, a world where dreams are made and broken, where the stage becomes a platform for both celebration and struggle. In this glittering realm, the spotlight can be both a blessing and a curse, illuminating talent while casting shadows on the personal battles that lie beneath. This is the story of Daisy and Violet Hilton, conjoined twins who captivated audiences with their musical talents. Their performances were not just acts of entertainment, but also acts of defiance against a world that often saw them as mere curiosities. Born in 1908, their lives were tragically intertwined with exploitation from a young age. From the moment they entered the world, they were seen as a spectacle, their unique condition making them targets for those who sought to profit from their existence. Their unique situation made them a spectacle, paraded from one show to another, their lives controlled by managers who saw them more as a commodity than individuals. They were thrust into the limelight, their every move orchestrated by those who held the reins of their careers. Yet, amidst the exploitation, the Hilton sisters possessed an undeniable talent. Their voices harmonized in perfect unison, their dance steps synchronized with grace and precision. They were not just performers. They were artists who brought joy to countless audiences. They sang, they danced, and they charmed audiences with their vivacious personalities. Their performances were a testament to their resilience, a way to assert their identity in a world that often sought to define them by their physical condition alone. However, behind the glittering facade lay a yearning for autonomy, a desire to break free from the constraints of their situation. They longed for a life where they could make their own choices, where they could be seen as individuals rather than a novelty act. Their story is a poignant reminder of the human need for independence and the complexities of fame when intertwined with such unique circumstances. It is a tale of struggle and triumph, of the quest for self-determination in the face of overwhelming odds. Theirs is a story of resilience, a fight for recognition not just as performers, but as individuals with dreams and aspirations of their own. They sought to carve out a space for themselves in a world that often sought to confine them to the margins. Tanya Herbert is an American woman from Houston, Texas, who rose to international attention when she was officially recognized by Guinness World Records for having the largest feet on a living female. On 15th April 2022, her right foot measured 33.1 centimeters, 13.03 inches, and her left foot 32.5 centimeters, 12.79 inches. Beyond her feet, Tanya stands at 6 ft9 and 2.06 m tall, making her among the tallest women globally. Growing up, she came from a tall family. Her mother is around 6 ft5 in, her father 6 ft4 in, and she says she never felt bullied or insecure about her height, thanks to strong support from family and friends. But her record-breaking feet and height haven't come without everyday challenges. Shopping for shoes has been especially difficult. Prior to the recognition, she often wore men's shoes because women's sizes simply didn't go big enough. She would buy the largest available shoes online and then manipulate those to extend them out a little longer and make them a little wider to fit. Her social media presence has helped bring attention to her unique situation, but it also came with unwanted attention. She's received numerous messages from people asking to buy photos of her feet. She says this was never her intention. She wants to showcase strength, confidence, and the need for inclusivity in manufacturing. With her world record title, Tanya hopes to inspire change, especially in the shoe and apparel industries, so that more inclusive, customizable, and affordable products are available for those with larger feet. She sees her platform as a way to spark that change. Macy Curran is an American young woman from Cedar Park, Texas, who has drawn global attention for her extraordinarily long legs. She stands at 6'10" and about 2.0 m tall. On 21 February 2020, she was officially measured by Guinness World Records and recorded leg lengths of 135.267 cm, 53.255 in for her left leg, and 134.3 cm, 52.874 in for her right leg, giving her the record for longest legs female. Growing up, Macy always knew she was taller than her peers. When she was around second grade, her height began to stand out. Classmates would mistake her for being older or in a different grade. Despite the attention, she turned her uniqueness into a point of empowerment. In interviews, she has said that being tall is probably the greatest gift, and she uses her social media presence, including TikTok, to encourage other tall girls to embrace their height rather than hide it. However, her height and leg length bring real-life challenges too. For example, finding clothing and pants that properly fit is difficult. She often relies on custom-made jeans. Everyday environments, doorways, car seats, etc., that are built for average heights can feel restrictive. Social experiences, like dating, can feel awkward when height difference becomes noticeable. Macy's record is particularly relevant for a largest body parts feature because the measurement is highly specific, leg length, and officially verified. Her story combines the remarkable numerical record with personal perspective and a positive message. Meet Miko Raffanelli, a woman whose incredible body shape has made headlines around the world. Born in Los Angeles, California, Miko is known for having what many call the widest hips in the world, measuring an astonishing 8 feet around, or about 2.4 meters in circumference. Standing only 5'4" tall and weighing around 420 pounds, Miko's body is truly one of a kind. Her unique shape developed gradually after the birth of her 4 children. She says that after each pregnancy, her hips grew wider until they reached their record-breaking size. Daily life isn't always easy. Miko needs special furniture, a custom-made bed, and even drives a truck instead of a car to fit comfortably. Walking through narrow doorways or sitting in public seats can be a challenge, but she faces it all with confidence and humor. Despite negative comments online, Miko embraces her body completely. She's proud of her figure and works as a plus-size model and body positivity advocate, encouraging others to love themselves just the way they are. As she once said, "My hips are who I am. They make me unique, and I wouldn't change that for anything." Her story reminds us that beauty truly comes in all shapes and sizes, and that confidence is what makes anyone stand out. Lee Redmond was born on February 2, 1941 in Annabella, Utah, USA, and lived most of her life in the Salt Lake City area. She became widely known for growing her fingernails continuously from around 1979 onwards. Over roughly 3 decades, her nails grew to an astonishing combined length. At their peak in 2008, they spanned a total of 8.65 meters, 28.54 inches for both hands together. The longest single nail, her right thumb, reached around 90 centimeters, 2 if tier 11 inches. Despite what one might imagine, Lee stated she could still carry out many everyday tasks. She drove a car, vacuumed, did dishes, cut hair for her grandchildren, though obviously her nails required special care and attention. Her nails were carefully maintained. She applied 1.5 bottles of nail hardener daily and used warm olive oil, and they were painted gold for many of her public appearances. In February 2009, Lee was involved in a serious car accident in Utah. During the accident, her nails were broken. Parts of them snapped off in the crash. Although the nails were gone, she had held the record for longest fingernails on a pair of hands, female, for many years. Lee passed away on December 14, 2023 at age 82 in Utah. Her legacy lives on as one of the most extreme examples of how far personal dedication and patience can take a physical record. Born in 1996 in Luliang County, Yunnan Province, China, Chen Hongyan lost both of her legs in a tragic car accident when she was only 4 years old. Her family was poor and couldn't afford prosthetic limbs in those early years. Instead, her grandfather ingeniously cut a basketball in half, lined it with cotton, and helped her use it as a makeshift device so she could move. Locals began calling her the basketball girl. Growing up in a rural area and facing immense physical challenges, Qian found a turning point when she discovered swimming through a local club for disabled athletes. At first she struggled. "It seemed there was no way I could float in the water," she recalled. But in the water, she felt a rare freedom. "When I'm in the water, I'm the same as other kids, and this is why I love swimming." Years of dedicated training followed, up to 4 hours a day, and by 2009, when she was just 13, she was already winning gold and silver medals in national competitions for disabled athletes. Despite her early promise, she did not immediately make the national Paralympic team. But in 2016, she qualified for the 2016 Summer Paralympics in Rio de Janeiro and competed in the 100-meter breaststroke, finishing 9th overall. Her story has resonated far beyond the pool. She helped shift public attitudes in China toward people with disabilities, showing that physical differences do not limit the human spirit. Today, she remains a symbol of resilience, determination, and transformation, turning a childhood of hardship and a half-basketball wheelchair into an international athletic journey. Meet Ben Underwood, a boy who lost both his eyes to a rare infant eye cancer called retinoblastoma. When he was just about 2 to 3 years old, doctors removed his eyes in the hope of saving his life. But instead of letting darkness define him, Ben discovered something extraordinary. By around age 7, he taught himself to see with sound, using a technique known as echolocation. He'd make sharp clicks with his tongue, and his ears would pick up the echoes bouncing off everything around him. From that, his brain constructed a mental map of walls, objects, curbs, people, things we usually see with vision. Because of this ability, Ben could do things many without sight struggle with. He rode a bike, played basketball, rollerbladed, moved through busy streets, avoided obstacles, all without a guide dog or white cane. He navigated with confidence and often said he didn't feel blind. He also had strong family support. His mother, Aquanetta Gordon, refused to let him be defined by his blindness. She encouraged him, treated him as capable, and pushed him to explore and test his limits. Sadly, Ben's cancer returned when he was a teenager. He passed away at age 16 in 2009. But in that time, his story inspired millions, because he showed that limitations can sometimes be rewritten. Karan Singh first captivated media attention when he was measured at 6 feet 6 inches, or 198 centimeters, around age 8, earning widespread recognition as the world's tallest 8-year-old. He hails from Meerut, India, and his remarkable height at such a young age sparked intense curiosity about his growth, health, and life as a child in a body unlike that of his peers. Karan's extraordinary growth has often been linked to genetics, given that exceptionally tall stature appears in parts of his family. But beyond the numbers, his life offers a real look at the challenges and public fascination that come with such a rare physical condition. As his photos and videos circulated, people wondered, how do you walk through school, social situations, and daily routines when you tower over even many adults? In the years since, Karan's height has continued to draw attention. Some social media posts and forums report that by his mid-teens, he may have reached around 8 feet 2 inches, though these later figures are less rigorously verified. Recently, Karan made headlines again after meeting the legendary WWE star Great Khali. At that meeting, the wrestling icon said it was the first time he had to look up at someone, indicating just how towering Karan has become. Karan Singh's journey invites us to reflect not just on what's physically possible, but also on how society views difference, curiosity, and the strength required to live a life so visible, literally and metaphorically. Kenneth Brumley was born in 1968 and became known as one of the heaviest people ever recorded, with a confirmed weight of around 468 kilos, approximately 1,033 pounds. In his youth, he played sports like basketball, baseball, and American football, activities that kept his weight more controlled. But after he moved to California at age 19, he stopped participating in those athletic activities, and his weight began to climb rapidly. At his peak, Brumley's daily calorie intake reportedly reached around 30,000 calories, an amount that would sustain many people for more than a week. He was bedridden for years due to the extreme weight, with sources indicating he was unable to leave bed for 4 to 15 years. His size became such a severe medical challenge that when he was finally accepted for weight loss surgery at the Renaissance Hospital in Houston, a fire crew had to break through a wall in his home in order to remove him. The documentary Half-Ton Dad, Channel 4, featured his story, highlighting the obstacles of mobility, medical risk, and the extreme nature of his condition. During treatment, his first step was a strict diet reportedly reduced to 1,200 calories per day. In just 40 days, he lost about 76 kilograms. Kenneth Brumley's case is notable not only for the sheer scale of weight involved, but also for the physical, psychological, and medical complexities that come with such extreme obesity. His journey serves as a stark reminder of how far the human body can be pushed, and the daunting challenge of reversing such conditions. Nilanshi Patel, from Modasa town in the Aravalli district, Gujarat, India, made global headlines when she set the record for the longest hair on a teenager. Her story began after a bad haircut at age 6, which inspired her to stop cutting her hair entirely. By 2018, she held the record with hair measuring 170.5 cm, approximately 5 ft 7 inches. By early 2020, her hair had grown to around 190 centimeters, 6 feet 2.8 inches, prompting further recognition from Guinness World Records. Her hair care routine is remarkably disciplined. She washes it only once a week, which takes about 30 minutes to dry and roughly an hour to comb, and she credits a homemade oil regime from her mother. Despite her extraordinary hair length, Nilanshi says it hasn't stopped her from daily life or sports. Instead, she describes her hair as her lucky charm and takes pride in being known as the real-life Rapunzel. Her record-breaking status and unique condition make her an ideal inclusion for your list of unusual and bizarre people. She's living proof that the human body and lifestyle can produce remarkably rare traits. Valeria Lukianova, born on August 23, 1985, in Tiraspol, Moldova, is one of the world's most recognizable transformation figures, often referred to as the human Barbie. She first rose to global fame in the early 2010s, when photos and videos of her unusually doll-like appearance went viral. With her extremely slim waist, large anime-style eyes, long blonde hair, and almost plastic-like features, she quickly became a symbol of extreme beauty modification. Although she openly admits to having breast implants, Valeria insists that most of her Barbie-like features are natural, claiming her face and body shape come from strict workouts, raw dieting, and disciplined makeup techniques rather than heavy plastic surgery. She has also stated that she rarely eats solid food, focusing more on liquids and energy-based nourishment, a claim that has fueled even more controversy. Outside her appearance, Valeria embraces a spiritual persona known as Amatui. She says she practices astral projection, teaches meditation, and believes she is connected to higher cosmic beings. She has even released New Age music albums to promote her philosophy. Whether admired or criticized, Valeria's transformation has made her one of the most unusual and talked about individuals in modern media. A person who blurs the line between reality, fantasy, and extreme self-reinvention. Meet Zlata, one of the most extreme contortionists the world has ever seen. Born as Julia Gunthal in Kazakhstan in 1984, Zlata discovered her incredible flexibility at a very young age. What makes her unique is a rare condition that gives her extra elastic ligaments, allowing her body to bend in ways most of us would think are impossible. Zlata can twist and fold herself into shapes that seem to defy the laws of physics. She can bend backwards until her head touches her feet, squeeze into tiny glass boxes, and contort her spine into extreme angles without injury. Her talents have landed her in the Guinness World Records multiple times, including one for the most beer bottles opened with feet in 1 minute. What's even more fascinating, her flexibility isn't just for show. Zlata has built an entire career performing on stage, in live events, on TV shows, and even in photo shoots where she often poses in surreal, mind-bending positions. Despite the challenges that come with her condition, Zlata has embraced her extraordinary body and turned it into a form of artistic expression. Her performances not only shock but also captivate audiences all over the world. Zlata isn't just a human pretzel. She's a symbol of how the human body can adapt, evolve, and astonish us. She continues to push boundaries, redefine physical possibility, and inspire those who dare to be different. Michelle Kubka, a 24-year-old woman from Berlin, Germany, became internationally known for her incredibly tiny waist, a result of one of the most extreme body-shaping practices in modern times. Born with a natural 64 centimeter waist, Michelle committed to shrinking it to just 40 centimeters by wearing a corset every single day for 3 years, including while she slept. The constant pressure reshaped her body so dramatically that her torso became one of the smallest in Europe. Her goal wasn't just to look different. Michelle wanted to follow in the footsteps of her idol, Kathy Jung, the American woman famous for holding the Guinness World Record for the smallest living waist. Inspired by Jung's 38 centimeters corseted waist, Michelle set her own ambitious target, to reach the exact same 38 centimeter measurement, no matter how long it would take or what sacrifices were required. But achieving this extreme hourglass figure came at a serious cost. Doctors warned her that years of tight lacing had weakened her abdominal muscles, making it difficult for her to stand or support her spine without the corset. The compression also affected her digestion and breathing capacity. Michelle admitted that simple tasks, moving, bending, and even eating, became harder as her waist continued to shrink. Despite the risks, she believed she was developing the perfect feminine figure, defined by a dramatically narrow waistline. Michelle's story sparked debates worldwide about beauty standards, personal autonomy, and the dangers of extreme body modification. Whether people admire her dedication or criticize the risks, her transformation remains one of the most startling examples of how far someone will go to achieve their ideal body shape. Caitlin Dobrow from California became known worldwide after surviving one of the most severe medical emergencies ever documented. A fast-moving bacterial meningitis infection that nearly took her life at just 19 years old. In 2013, Caitlin suddenly developed intense headaches, fever, and flu-like symptoms. Within hours, the infection spread aggressively through her bloodstream, causing necrosis or tissue death in her limbs. Doctors fought to save her life through multiple surgeries, and although Caitlin survived, the damage was irreversible. To keep her alive, surgeons had to amputate both of her arms and both of her legs. The transformation was shocking, but what made Caitlin truly remarkable was her resilience. Instead of hiding from the world, she embraced her new reality. After months in the hospital and more than 20 surgeries, she documented her recovery journey online, inspiring millions. Caitlin learned how to walk with prosthetic legs, use adaptive devices, and eventually regained much of her independence. She also began sharing makeup videos, proving that her creativity and confidence were stronger than her physical challenges. Her positive attitude quickly earned her a large following, and she used her platform to raise awareness about meningococcal disease and the importance of early medical attention. Caitlin's journey is more than a story of survival. It's a powerful reminder of human strength and resilience in the face of life-changing adversity. Today she continues to live boldly, showing the world that beauty, ability, and confidence come in many forms. Tiffany Geigel, a dancer and performer from New York City, is an inspiring woman who defied expectations and redefined what a professional dancer can look like. Tiffany was born with Charcot-Levin syndrome, a very rare congenital condition that affects the spine, ribs, and torso. This disorder causes short stature, a compressed torso, and limited flexibility, features that would typically make a dance career nearly impossible. But instead of letting her condition define her limits, Tiffany turned her passion for movement into her greatest strength. Standing under 4 feet tall with a uniquely shaped body, she faced constant judgment from strangers and even from people within the dance community. But her determination was stronger than every negative comment. Tiffany trained rigorously, mastering styles from contemporary to modern dance. Her powerful stage presence eventually caught the attention of professional companies, and she earned a spot with Infinity Dance Theater, a well-known troupe specializing in inclusive performance art. Her emotional storytelling, expressive movement, and undeniable confidence quickly set her apart. Tiffany's breakthrough came when a viral video of her performance circulated online, inspiring millions. She became a symbol of body positivity and a reminder that disabilities do not define talent or potential. Tiffany now uses her platform to advocate for representation in the arts, explaining that dancers of all shapes, sizes, and conditions deserve space on stage. Her journey proves that beauty and artistry are not limited by physical form. They are defined by heart, resilience, and authenticity. Winnie Harlow, born Chantel Brown Young in Canada, is one of the most recognizable women in the world, not just for her beauty, but for her journey of turning a rare skin condition into a global symbol of confidence and self-acceptance. Winnie was diagnosed at age 4 with vitiligo, an autoimmune condition that causes the skin to lose pigment in patches. Growing up, she faced severe bullying. Classmates teased her, called her hurtful names, and made her feel like she didn't belong. For years, she struggled with her identity and self-esteem. Everything changed when she embraced her unique appearance and began sharing her story online. Her striking, contrasting skin patterns caught the attention of modeling scouts, and in 2014, she rose to fame as a contestant on America's Next Top Model. Even though she didn't win the show, her career skyrocketed. Winnie quickly became an international fashion icon, modeling for brands like Desigual, Diesel, Tommy Hilfiger, and walking the runways at major fashion weeks around the world. She later graced the covers of Vogue, Glamour, Cosmopolitan, and countless other magazines. Beyond modeling, Winnie has become a powerful advocate for people with visible differences. She speaks openly about vitiligo, challenging stereotypes and encouraging others to embrace what makes them unique. Instead of treating her skin condition as something to hide, she turned it into her trademark, proving that beauty comes in many forms and that confidence is often more powerful than any traditional standard. Today, Winnie Harlow remains one of the most influential figures in the fashion industry, inspiring millions with her message, "Your uniqueness is your greatest strength." Thank you for watching this documentary featuring real people and real-life stories from around the world. If you found these stories informative or inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Aaron Polo TV for more rare human documentaries. Until next time, stay curious and stay kind.